Hello again, and Rayner and Chris Bennett at Celsius, talking about JL Audio products, and in particular, the XD digital amplifier. So Chris, tell us about these cute little bits of kit, because Class D really has come of age. It used to be sort of a hissy horror, but it ain't anymore, is it?
That's a very good point, Adam. I mean, I've seen Class D through the industry just improve and evolve, and one of the things that really excites me about the XD amplifiers is that what the team behind me here, which is really kind of recognised now as probably the most talented engineering team in the industry, and JL Audio, we consider ourselves very lucky to have these guys together now, working and designing and building amplifiers.
Very high proportion of high foreheads. These guys have got massive frontal lobes. But just for the people who don't know, you know when you get that movie The Expendables, it's got every action hero in it. Well, these guys ain't expendable, but they're the kind of car audio engineering equivalent of your Bruce Willis, Arnie Schwarzenegger, Sly Stallone, all on the same team. This is a make no mistake how badass these guys are, for all that they're all sort of like dad-aged, you know. They're cool guys. So, sorry, carry on. I was just into one there.
And one of the things that they did was they brought out a range that really kind of took us all by surprise in the industry, was this XD range. And they were such teeny weeny amplifiers, and it really was an evolution of taking Class D being super efficient, and the way that they've assembled the components and design, they've come up with a thing called NextD technology, and effectively what that means is you've got something that's very efficient, very tiny, that offers excellent fidelity and sound quality. I guess kind of these guys here, I call them the sound quality gods, are shining down on this product without a doubt. And what I love about it is that as us Europeans, we do have smaller cars, and for us this really is a product that works extremely well in European cars. Tiny little amplifiers that produce fantastic performance to a mid to high end level. And this is really, this product that you're showing is the new 301.
So this is over a quarter kilowatt in a box.
Indeed.
In something, okay, I'm a huge fella,
that is
the
really,
size of my hand. There's a
take an iPhone that pretty much almost covers the heatsink, so you can kind of see how small that is.
Isn't that remarkable? This gives my hand, you know, how big's a hand. So that's 300 watts, and it's a reasonably weighty amp.
Absolutely.
We've stuck the badge to it, but because the whole value of the JL Audio installers, a big chunk of it is putting the badge on afterwards, we haven't desecrated the use of this second one.
And this one that you've got in your hand here, Adam, is the new 503. So this is a 1 amp solution to run satellite speakers at the front, or components, coaxials, and a subwoofer. So you have 300 watts and 200 watts to run the front end. And what you've just removed there, Adam, is the panel. And what I really like about that is that you've got access to all the controls, where all the cables are connected, etc. And even things, if you move along where the crossover is, there are little detents, so you can count the point. And on the JL Audio's instruction manuals, you count the number of clips to get the exact crossover point that you
Hang on, so instead of it being like a little wibbly just knob,
it's got a detent potentiometer on there.
Wow, and that's posh.
Really cool. And what's great about it is that once you've set this amplifier up, you can protect everything by just putting this panel back on again, and that obviously enhances the look of the product as well, I believe.
And it's a nice piece of milled aluminium.
The badge you mentioned on the previous one, Adam, the reason it's not on that one is that effectively you, depending on which way you mount the amplifier, if you turned it the other way, you might mount it that way in a car, and therefore the badge would be upside down. And the great thing is that we always ship these with the badge not on, so you can decide which orientation you want it. And
be honest, a little piece of the joy of this is the JL Audio branding. You do your install, and then last of all you stick the badge on and go, I'm ready to go. But so these are remarkably small, and they've got astonishing signal to noise ratios and sound remarkably clean, because I have actually had a go on a couple of these, but so really designed with European motor cars in mind?
I would say, I mean, obviously, you know, they're very successful in the US market as well, because also their cars are getting smaller. But what I like about this, if you take our Scirocco demo car, well, it has one of these amplifiers in here, and that runs a multi-channel amp, 4-channel amplifier version that runs that little CP108 enclosure and a set of C2 coaxials up front. And I really would encourage anybody is that you really have to audition this product in the car. And I would say, you know, get down to your your authorised JL Audio retailer, or if you have a mate or a friend that you know has got one of these, have a listen and you really will be pleasantly surprised in terms of what you can get out of a tiny little package.
It was one of the more embarrassing moments professionally when I sat in that Sirocco. I told you it was a 10-inch and those are speakers. So it's a pair of coaxes, an 8 and one amplifier about the size of a decent family Bible. But actually it's much smaller. But Chris, thanks ever so much. We'll be checking the more installs out with these in very, very soon. So JL Audio Class D XD amplifiers, well worth checking out. Very high quality, very low footprint. And Rayner and Chris Bennett, signing out, Talk Audio TV.